Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking. Thanksgiving's coming up soon, along with Christmas and all the other holidays. So I've done chestnut filling for you, and I've done potato filling, but I've not done simple, easy, everyday stuffing or filling recipe. So that's today's deal. We're doing a simple, easy bread filling stuffing recipe. It's good in the bird, it's good outside of the bird, but it's not hard, and it always is really yummy. So let's get to it. So for this, I'm using a full loaf of bread. I use either sourdough or 100% whole wheat, and this is the 100% whole wheat. I have an onion, I have several stalks of celery, a couple eggs, chicken broth. This is actually my own from doing up chicken, but if you need to use store-bought broth, that's fine. I personally like to use better than bouillon, as it's got more oomph to it, and my own stock has some schmaltz in it that always makes the filling really good. And a couple eggs and lots of butter. Also, the seasoning mix is a poultry seasoning that has sage and rosemary and marjoram and thyme and pepper and a little garlic and some parsley. So let's get to it. Next, I'm going to throw in my celery and onion and then my melted butter. We're just going to get that cooked till it's translucent. And then we're going to mix everything else all together and throw it in the oven at 350. The onions are translucent and tender, and it's time to take this yummy goodness and throw it in with our bread. Alright, so this is going to work it down a little bit. And see, 2 sticks of butter really doesn't go far, but it does make a difference in the taste. Now, this is an educated thing. This is a how it looks thing, how much I add. So, I want this moist throughout. And the chicken broth is cool, so don't add your eggs until after you've added the cooler chicken broth, because the onions and butter are hot and you'll end up with scrambled eggs instead. And like I said, you want this good and moist, especially it can be drier if it's going into the bird, but if it's not going into the bird, you want it more moist. So we're going to add our seasoning, work that in. And the kind of bread also kind of makes a difference. That's why it's hard to tell exactly how much you're going to need, because it can depend on the bread type. Just depends. And by the way, this tastes way better than the little cubes that you buy in the bag ready to make into filling. Alright, that's good enough. I'm going to throw in my 2 eggs, my 2 beaten eggs. We'll stir that up and then it's ready to go in the oven. And here are my eggs. We're going to mix this all up really good, and then it's ready for the oven. Okay, there she is. And now she's going to go in the oven at 350. It takes about 45 minutes or so, half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how much it is and kind of bread. And it's done. You know what comes next. So even though that was baked and it wasn't in the turkey, you can see it's still nice and moist, and it has the good crunchy pieces on top. So good. And this will be even better if you put it in a bird. Really good. Really good, super easy to make, and a crowd pleaser. And like I said, there's never too much butter. The butter and the really good chicken stock is what makes this, along with the poultry seasoning that has the sage through it. Just makes it really, really good. Of course, the onions and celery, but it's a crowd pleaser. It's good for anything. This is great with stuffed pork chops or anything like that. So there's my easy filling, stuffing, whatever you want to call it. Dressing, depends on where you are. But it's easy, it's there, and give it a shot. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.